Today we have with us our alumni, Ms. Neha Agarwal and Ms. Keerti Khan, to talk about understanding value creation and addition through design. I'll begin by introducing Nehal and Keerti. Nehal graduated from IICD in the year 2018. Her specialization was hard material design. Um, she she found her calling in the form of a design collection, the graduation project, which was a collection of stone jewelry that encouraged and inspired her to start her own jewelry brand by the name of House of Finery. Nehal has also recently been honored by Aesthetics International Council for Progressive Women. Kirti did her post graduation in hard material design again from in the year 2015. And after that, as we'll find out, she's a very multifaceted person. She did not limit herself to just hard material, but she explored various things. And today she runs a design studio where she makes beautiful handcrafted accessories and home decor products. Kirti is also a freelance set designer. She designs sets for movies, which I think is very amazing, Kirti. So I welcome both of you. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for inviting us today.
Thank you for such a heartwarming and beautiful
No, it's
description.
lovely to have you both here. So my first question to both of you is, if you could talk about your journey from being a student at IICD to being a design craft entrepreneur that you are now. So, Nehal, if you could begin.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. So, ISCD journey was actually very interesting for me. In 2008, I came with my elder sister for her admission, and then I first came to know about this college, and I saw the campus, and I was really excited and curious about the campus because I saw labs where you can work practically there. So from 2008 till 2012, I knew that I want for my first priority is to take admission in this college. So those 4 years has been really, I've been trying. I did try my best to get admission in this college, and then finally I got admission in this college, and I was really happy. And this college has given me theory knowledge plus more than that practical knowledge, which is the best part about this college. And also we were able to connect with craft in a very different way. And we have covered almost I would say we have covered Rajasthan with our college, and we have covered many more crafts, and it has been really nice. And I know because of this college only I discovered this stone which I'm using currently for my brand. And that was my last project for the college, and that is how I decided that I would start with this brand, jewelry fashion brand. And it's very interesting, the whole process we have been taught by the college. So it's been a great journey for me in this college.
Thank you, Nehal. Kirti, would you like to share your journey in IICD with us?
Yes, hi, hello everybody, good evening. I'm Kirti and I'm from Delhi. And before IICD Ana was not like a cakewalk for me. It was very very difficult, and instead it was very very interesting. I had a lot of experiences before joining IICD, and IICD was not the first choice and the first priority because I had other things lined up. I come from a middle class Indian setup family, and where in women of my family believed in creating and fixing things and upcycling things instead of buying things. So I always had this habit of telling my mother or my mother making things for me. So I hardly used to buy things because I never was intrigued by them because of the setup my family had. And and also my mother always taught me to never let things go waste. So everything we would use something, and so somehow bachpan se hi we have been having a lot of workshops of different things and different mediums. So that was how my journey was right from the childhood. And before coming to this college, I'm a science background. I'm a science graduate. I did my graduation in chemistry from Delhi University, and I feel that coming from a science background also added a lot and really helped me shape into a particular kind of a person. So I realized that having the science, coming from a science background, you become a little analytical. You want to experiment. You are very in for experimenting things. You would want to try different things, and even if they fail, you don't mind. You try to try to experiment again. So and I became very very inquisitive in nature just because of all the kind of things I have been doing since my childhood and how life was treating me as for till my graduation. After my graduation, I worked in an advertising agency. In that, I was working in the department of client servicing. In that department, I learned to connect the creatives the agency was creating and the advertisers' needs. So basically, I was doing the work of a sort of a designer where I'm trying to understand the need of the consumer and was trying to connect with the creatives who are in nowadays. In my current situation, I would consider give them the place of artisans. So I was trying to really connect and bridge the distance between them and comprehend the needs of the users. So all of this was before IICD, and before IICD, I didn't want to be into design and do creative things. I was preparing for my MBA, and because I had a marketing background because of my job, and I wanted to continue and have a formal education in MBA and through MBA in my post graduation. But somewhere deep down inside, the instinct always told me to go for IICD, and I came here in 2012, and I did gave the exam. I cleared the interview, and I didn't really prepare for it, but I somehow cleared it. That was my good fortune that I could clear it. But my father was not very keen because I come from a non-creative background, non-creative family where everybody is in government service. My father always wanted me to be an IAS officer, so I was never supported by my family in a way to go for this kind of a college and this kind of a course. So I one whole year I waited and I was trying that if I like something else, then I'll go for another thing. But for that 1 year, if you like one thing and if you stick to one thing, that really assures you that this is your thing. So this was the journey before IICD, and when I joined IICD, I was introduced to a different kind of a world altogether, like meeting all the crafts person and the kind of craft communities we would go, all the crafts people and the communities and the documentation we will do. So I realized that whenever documentation was going on and whenever the design development was happening, it was just not that. It was beyond that. I was learning, मतलब एक तो surface पे तो काम हो ही रहा था, whatever I was doing, but deep down I was also absorbing a lot of things from the artisans, like how to be truthful and how to really believe in what you do and how to really take risks and go for it. And also they kept one thing I also like, that they always worked towards excelling in their skill. They always wanted to try something new. So while designing things with students have a very very fresh mind, so they come up with different kind of design concepts. And some artisans were not very keen, but some were so keen. So I picked the people, the kind of artisans who were very keen and trying new different things, because I realized that मैं उनके जैसी हूँ, मतलब मैं उनके जैसा feel कर रही थी. I connected with them a lot. So yeah, it was that, and it was very very interesting. मतलब बहुत सारे crafts देखा, and I also realized that rural India को how I used to take before coming to IICD totally changed for me. I realized that there is more value in the rural India. And whatever I realized that handcrafted products, I also realized that handcrafted products has a life of a lifetime. They may wither in physical form, but the memory and the stories attached around them, they always stay. So like my childhood, since my childhood, whatever things my mother had made for me, I still remember those things because of the stories and the way it was created for me. Similarly, the same feeling I felt when I was in IICD and I was meeting all these artisans and the craft communities. So I kind of was reminded of my childhood, and I really connected. So I was very happy and joyous when I was in IICD. So yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realize my mic was off. I was saying it is so heartening to hear this, Kirti, that you connected so much with crafts and the foundation that you had with your family from the beginning, the importance of creating things on your own, and how both of you were so focused and clear about joining ISCD. So, Kirti, I'll continue with you. So, you have a very interesting brand name, Me and Mom Design Studio. So, could you tell us the story behind the name and what do you do? Like, what do you make?
Me and Mom Studio. I'm actually surprised to know that it has a it's very interesting to you because me and my mother, we always my mother has always been making a lot of things. She is a skilled woman, I would say. And me and mom, the concept behind Me and Mom Studio was the same. That I have after coming to ICD, as I mentioned, that I was introduced to a different horizon of crafts in the communities and the concept of passing the tradition on. So the kind of all the crafts that whatever we have, whatever we come across and we practice, and we keep them as keepsake also, like I do. So everything is there because they were passed down, because it's kind of a tradition that one thing's going to the other generation. So while observing and doing freelance projects, I also used to keep observing my mother and the kind of skills she possessed. And I also realized that my mother took it from her mother, my grandmother. But what am I taking? I used to just happily wear them, but I never thought of really making them. So then the self reflection really happened before Me and Mom Studio actually took birth. And as I was doing different kind of projects before actually all these 4 years, it took me 4 years after ISCD that I started. And जब ये सब चीज़ें सब एक साथ I was observing, so the self reflection, like I mentioned, it happened, and I thought that why not I also contribute to the same thing. Like if I really value crafts, then why don't I also I also do the same thing? Why don't I also contribute into the same kind of a thing? So the concept was just this, that whatever my mother is very keen on making and comfortable in making, we would try to start with those techniques. And crochet, I also realized I was not, because I in my बचपन में I realized कि TV को ढकने के लिए there was a crochet का पूरा वो created art piece था. Then a lot of table mats were there, but I was not able to find them. So then I thought of starting with crochet, and my mother was not very sure about it. She was like कि ऐसे थोड़ी ना होता है, मतलब ये सारी चीजें तो हम घर के लिए करते हैं ना, ये इसमें हम अपना बिजनेस कैसे स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं? हाउ कैन वी थिंक ऑफ मोनेटाइजिंग थ्रू दिस, एंड व्हाई वुड पीपल बाय? आई टोल्ड हर दैट व्हाई नॉट पीपल, इफ यू आई रियलाइज दैट ट्रेडिशन का पार्ट हम जरूरी नहीं है सिर्फ प्रोड्यूस करके ही हो सकते हैं. वी कैन बाय देम ऑल्सो एंड बी अ पार्ट ऑफ ट्रेडिशन. सो द सेम थिंग हैपेंड, एंड this was the whole concept of starting Me and Mom Studio, to really pass this to another, to all the generations. And first that's out ki I will take the baton first from my mother. So I learned crochet myself, and we together do it. At times my grandmother also participates. We do a lot of brainstorming together. She tells me a lot of stories of her childhood, how they used to do it, and we try to do the same thing. And Me and Mom Studio came from the name came like me and mom. My mother told me to keep it very simple because she's a very very functional woman. She doesn't like things to be very beautified. She said कि सिंपल रखते हैं उसको, मी एंड मॉम, मतलब तुम माँ बेटी को क्या बोलेंगे, मी एंड मॉम बोलेंगे. मैंने कहा हाँ. सो एंड स्टूडियो वेयर वी वर्क, सो मी एंड मॉम स्टूडियो originated like that. And the color, somehow we obviously we are different people, but somewhere we have common interests. So the color, the blue color of the logo comes from both of our common likings of Me and Mom Studio. Ka blue color is, we both like it. So this is how we started Me and Mom Studio.
It's a lovely, lovely concept, and I love the simplicity of the name. So I have seen your wonderful products. Would you like to show some of the products to the audience? I think you're also wearing something that you've made.
Yeah, I'm wearing the earrings. We tried to mix the medium, and we have incorporated mirror also in it with the crochet flower. Rose is the pattern of a rose. I will show you the work. So basically, I also wanted to share before I start to throw all my products right in front of you. So we make handcrafted products, and the concept behind making those handcrafted products again is to make little things. Those little things that you things are not, these things that they touch you somewhere, you like somewhere because of the color, the pattern, they bring a smile on your face, they take you somewhere, in the memory, or they create the feeling of nostalgia, like how it was for me to work with my mother, to go back in her childhood and in my childhood. So this is the same thing, the kind of products we also try to make. We make small little products and home decor and accessories. So I'll show you. I'm not able to. I'm not able to get the access. Can you share on my behalf, because I'm not able to get the access?
Yeah, sure, sure. Just give me a minute. I'm sorry, Kirti, I'm not able to open the file that you sent me. I tried opening it before the session, it was working, but I don't know what has happened now. So we'll move on to Nehal while I keep trying with Kirti's file. Nehal, if you could talk to us about your brand and what you do, and if you have some
Yeah,
products to show.
yeah, sure, ma'am. So, ma'am, story behind my brand is like, as I told before, it all started from my last year college project. So I got a repeat in my last year college project because it was not good. So I waited for a year, and then finally, when I was going to the handmade craft book, which we are given for, knowledge of all the crafts in India. So there I found this, stone craft, which was known as Shehzar stone. So the Indian name of dendrite stone is Shehzar stone. So then I read about the craft, and I was really curious about it, because generally, if I talk about stone craft, which I have come through across, like it's it's like marble inlay. Marble is there, and then you take different colors of and marble, and you do the inlay part. But this stone is actually, procured in the way of craft. It's the whole process in itself. It's a craft. So if we talk, like, I would like you to show the product so that you can understand the stone, this thing. I hope you guys can see the presentation. Ma'am, can we see the
Oh, Nehal.
presentation?
Yes,
Are
yes.
you guys? Yeah. So yeah. So if you see, this is these all stones are, first of all, this is a semi-precious stone, and these stones are basically translucent. So whenever the light passes from these stones, the beauty of these stones get enhanced. And if you see, these all patterns which are you seeing in the photo is not painted. This is all naturally made. This is all because of magnesium and iron oxide. So the pattern, the formation of these two things create these type of patterns in the water, in the stone. So the whole process is like that, and it's really interesting. Uh, it was really interesting for me, and then I had a word with my mentor, and then he also was very curious to see this craft, and then I finally visited Banda. So it's in this craft happens in Banda, UP, which is 8 hours from Agra. So that's the whole craft. 150 families of artisans are doing this craft there, and it's a beautiful city. And they procure the stones, and it has a whole process. Then they do the chipping part, and then they slice it. And also the more special thing is, there is one more special thing about this stone. The artisans have actually made special machines for these stones. You can't cut the stone as you cut a marble. So they have a very special stone. After every second, you have to actually check the stone that it has not got damaged, because if this pattern is gone while chiseling, so the whole they it's a loss for them. And this pattern is actually like थोड़ा सा आपने घिसा और वो 1 mm नीचे हुआ तो वो चला गया. So they actually have to check that. So it's a very long and very intricate process. So that how I decided that I have to explore this craft, and I have to make jewelry out of it. It was discovered 400 years ago by Nawabs, or sorry, by Arabs in India only. And basically it's a very beautiful stone, and from then till now it has been used in jewelry only. But the point is, we Indians have not seen the stone. Like when I saw the stone for the first time, I was like, I have not seen the stone. So I was really curious to do the market research. Then I did the market research, and I found that जैसे मार्केट में, जैसे उन्होंने बोला कि इंडिया मार्केट में जाता है पर इतना नहीं जाता है. एंड इफ यू रीड इट ऑनलाइन, तो वहाँ पे भी लिखा है कि जो गोल्ड स्मिथ्स हैं वो लोग इसको ज्वेलरी में यूज करते हैं. बट आई एक्चुअली कुडंट फाइंड आउट. मैं जयपुर में, विच इज द जेम ऑफ सेमी प्रीशियस स्टोन, मैं वहाँ पे भी स्टोन को बहुत मुश्किल से ढूंढ पाई. तो इट्स अ इम्पॉर्टेंट स्टोन फॉर मोमडन्स इफ यू टॉक. So the main market for this stone is UAE. So all the good stones are exported to UAE and Europe. So that's the main export they do. And but in India it is not that famous. So that is why I decided to make this stone famous first in India, because it's an Indian stone. So that is the whole concept behind my brand, to promote semi-precious and precious stones of India, which are not recognized by the people till now in India. Also, my second aim was to give jewelry, give people jewelry which is cost effective. Because if we talk about today's on retail outlets who are selling fashion jewelry, those fashion jewelries are actually really toxic to the environment. The metal they use is not pure, and it's really toxic for the environment. And whereas we use brass or silver or gold. So that is how I wanted. And generally people say craft is a luxury. Of course craft is a luxury, but I wanted people to actually buy that craft in a very affordable prices. So my brand is trying middle class and higher upper middle class to buy fashion jewelry in semi-precious in an affordable price. So that is the whole concept between my brand. So I would like to show my products. So if you see, my all designs are right now contemporary based. So this is all brass which I use, and on that it's 22 karat gold polish. So that's a earring, and that's a choker plus ring, and those that's a pendant, and the another picture is of a pendant with earrings. Then that's a whole necklace and a bracelet with a pendant. Then this so I am just trying to enhance the beauty of the stone by adding a different material to it. So I am still exploring this stone. So right now my whole jewelry collection of brand is on this stone, which is known as Shehzad. And if we talk if we talk in a scientific name, so that is dendrite.
It's a beautiful collection, Nehal, very sophisticated and elegant, and you've added so much value to a already beautiful product. Lovely to see that.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Kirti, are you showing your products now?
Yes, I think I'll try one more time. Otherwise, maybe you can do it.
I'm able to open it now, so let me know if you want me to show it.
Okay.
And Nehal, I just wanted to add that your journey was so inspiring to students that you didn't let the repeat that you got in your semester dishearten
Yes, ma'am.
it up in such a good way. It's really amazing.
Yeah, ma'am. It was actually that 1 year was really hard because my batch was actually getting graduated, like convocated, and I always, everyone wished to get, convocated with their own batch. And but yeah, when I started this project and I took this craft actually gives me a hope, and it was really appreciated, by the college, and even after completing the project, when I came back at my hometown, it was really appreciated by the people because I used to wear this jewelry wherever I used to go. So that is how I decided that I will start this brand. And I did a research of like 9 months, and then I started working on my logo and my brand name, and then packaging of it. And we have also tried keeping the packaging eco-friendly. So it's not that eco-friendly right now, but we want it to be 100% eco-friendly.
Yeah, Kirti.
Am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you and we can see your presentation also.
Okay, so this is me and Mom Studio. This is the logo like I was talking about. And so one thing I also wanted to share through the presentation is that I've written whatever I wanted to share. That we are a mother-daughter duo who love all the little things in life. So uh, this is like this was a hanging, wall hanging sort of a thing with which has a star, a colorful star, because we like stars because of the idea of having stars, but I wanted to have it in a lot of colors, so we created it like this. This is what we wanted it to look like. And we want to bring you various treasured colors of our lives. This picture is also depicting the kind of the kind of journey we both have had till now, and I'm sure we will continue to have the same way. We have a lot of joy. Like we are like friends when we work together. Um, we add a dash of nostalgia to each piece we create together. So this particular thing has a small story behind it that I remember. This is a picture of my best friend's wedding, and she always loved a crochet. So she was the first person who introduced me to crochet when we were in ISCD and we had a soft material class going. And she was teaching everybody. We all would sit in a circle, and she would teach everybody how to really make small flowers in crochet. And we would not be able to make it, and she would try her hard. So when she was getting married, she visited us in Delhi, and she saw the kind of things we were creating, and she just shared that I love crochet so much that I wish I could wear it on my wedding day, on my nikah. And I was shocked to hear that why would somebody want to wear something in crochet, because it is not jitna bhi aaj tak we've seen all the brides, the kind of jewelry they wear. So I kept thinking about it, that how much this craft and this thing has created value in her life, that she wants to wear it, and not because of the beauty part and how it will look and how it will go with it, but then I took the responsibility that if you really want it, then we will try our best. And this is the first time we created bangles. And yeah, so all these we tried to color coordinate with it, and then I was so happy the day she was wearing it. It looked so perfect, and everybody just kept coming and telling her that it is looking very nice. I could see her so happy to take this decision, this call, that she will go with crochet bangles. So yeah, this is a beautiful story, and it added a lot of value to my life and my mother's life also. That we were really happy that we are making something for somebody's wedding day ka accessory. We are adding something to somebody's wedding day, so we were equally excited. Mm, we also make these beautiful, these cute little soft toys. So this way I wanted to depict my mother from one perspective of the octopus and the other perspective of the baby elephant. And then together they look this happy they are. So our work is so dependent on each other. So is our life. Um, then these are the coasters. We have many other coasters, but then I wanted to bring as many colors as to the table. So these are the coasters we have experimented. We try to make a lot of different shapes and not stick to one pattern. We try to experiment shapes and patterns. And yeah, so my whatever my mother has learned from her childhood, and whatever my nani suggests, that you should do this chain and you should try this, you should try this design. So we try to incorporate it. So this is the result of all of it. And these are the combinations and the packages that we have given. The rightmost top wala was given to a mother and a baby, and for a mother and a baby. And obviously both the two upar wale, the left side top is for a baby, Ishrat, and we kind of we try to customize things because we love doing it, and while customizing we get to know the person also. So that also adds a lot of value to our journey, that we are making it for the person, and we know the person, we know the likes and dislikes, the kind of a person this the person is. And the bottommost is also it was given to a bride with all the colors, because she was confused about the colors, and I said then let's have all the colors together. So yeah, so thank you very much for patiently listening.
Very cute, adorable products, Kirti, I must say. And like I always feel that craft has this, craft products have a certain character. There's a sense of pressure, there's a sense of value that is always associated with them. And, looking at your work and how you connected with it, it just brings it out so beautifully. So, on the same lines, my next question is that, when we talk about this value that craft products have, and this story, or this sense of connect, or a personal connect. So sometimes this story or this value does not get communicated to the end users. And this is a very big problem that a lot of craft entrepreneurs face. So how do you guys translate that value or communicate the value of your products to your customers?
Can I go first?
Yeah, sure.
So yes, very rightly said, and that's why I think get really fascinated by the value part, because that somehow I think that stays with you. Otherwise, because life is too fast nowadays that you keep moving further in life, but you need an anchor, you need a hook to really actually keep you connected with your roots, and with what you like and where you belong. So to me, value. I would want to start with what is value for me. From my perspective, I would like to share what is value. So for me, value is something, I think value is something that we really something we find very very important, and it's a very very subjective thing, which is based on human dimension, totally on human dimension, because we create value. Value doesn't just exist, we have to create it. So we have to really we have to put an effort to create it. And value being a subjective thing, something something can drive me towards something, or something can drive you towards something. So for me, and I also realized that from where did this word value originated. So I realized that value originated from gratefulness, from having gratitude to whatever we like. So if I like something, so I'm just in a way, in a subtle way, maybe I'm not saying I pay gratitude to you and I'm thankful for this, but the kind of feeling I have had, the kind of I'm feeling good, I'm feeling influenced in a good way, in a good way. So sorry, I lost the track.
No,
What
don't.
was it?
We're talking about value, and that how value is subjective.
Yeah, sorry. So it starts from gratitude. Sorry. So yeah, so when you have gratitude for something, so like anything that I have gratitude for, I would want to share it with somebody, because the kind of feeling the feeling that gets generated from having gratitude, from liking something, from getting influenced by something, or getting motivated by something, it directs my next action. So I understood that value directs you somewhere, like whichever thing you like, whatever thing is creating value in your life, is impacting your life, is creating an impact and impression on you. It drives you to certain direction, and when you go further in that direction, you tend to share it. And when you share it, when you share it and you create value and add value in that person's life, that brings back happiness. So in from me and mom studio, I would like to connect. I would be connecting more with that, because that's how I practice it. So in me and mom studio, we the value creation part in the me and mom studio is that we want to keep the tradition going. So the thing that really touched my mother's heart and my heart is that how we are learning from our from our grandparents and from artisans, and how we are continuing to take it further, and we are giving it a different shape, we are adding our flavor to it. So when we add our flavor through design, through our tastes and whatever my journey has been till now, all the challenges, all the challenges have added in my journey. They have not taken anything away from me. So how they added, and how the kind of shape and the form I'm giving and the value I'm adding and creating side by side. So when that thing creates value in somebody else's life, then I feel happy. And why would I not want to feel happy again? I would want to feel happy again. So then I would want to keep continuing. Like I would want to keep going on the path. I would want to, and I think value always takes you forward. It has a forward motion. It has a very progressive approach of, in life, that you keep going further. And I also feel that the kind of field we are designers. We are in design fraternity. We all belong to design fraternity. And even if we are not, still we create value, because. But I'm talking on design school language and design background people. That being in design is a synonym to value creation, because we are creating, and we are value, we are whatever we are creating value, because the intention of creating that thing is to kabhi kabhi we solve problems. We want to make smart designs. Making that smart design, like multifunctional furniture pieces, I would say, just an example. So that multifunctional aspect is adding value to creating value, means that we want to make a chair is creating value, because for a particular space. And when we add a lot of multifunctions, and we want to save the space, like we have the current situation that we don't have enough space. We have small apartments or whatever. So uske andar, when we add value, so basically what are we doing? We are creating and adding value at the same time. So I feel every especially the design field, and all the designers, they're always on the go of creating value. And in my in especially me and mom, it has more to do with the cultural values and the traditional values and the crafts we really. It's more of an emotional value here that we practice in me and mom's studio. So I think if we, what was, I'm sorry, what was the question? Can I have the question again?
I think, Kirti, you really beautifully explained the role of designers in creating value creation. And you know how value is subjective and everybody has a different notion of value. But my question was, how do you communicate, the value of your products to your end user? So maybe Nehal, would you like to throw some light or share your ideas about this?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Ma'am, my like if we talk about my brand, so we are adding value in my brand by already giving them the stone which is going from last 400 years. From 400 years, people are using this stone because it has some value. And if you talk about the value, so this stone has actually few significance which I would like to tell. Like this stone is really lucky. I wouldn't say lucky. And it gives a positive environment. So if you want, you can actually collect few stones and you can put them in a bowl in a working environment or in an open environment, and you can feel the peace and calm and positivity in that environment. Even actually, I
Nehal,
also even
sorry to interrupt
doing
you.
this project. Ye-
Nehal, could you just speak a little louder?
yes, ma'am.
I think you're not very clear. थोड़ा सा आप जोर
Louder.
that everybody can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, sure, ma'am. So, the value for us, the way we are giving the value to our customers is by giving the stone which is already, going on from 400 years, and we are adding a value. Like Kirti said, value can be anything for anyone. So for me, the value is the beauty which I am giving with this, which the stone is giving to, which you are buying. So value is also that, and also we are adding value by giving them a pure material. We are not adding some toxic metal to it, which generally nowadays brands are doing. So we are adding a pure material. We are giving a personal touch in every design. So every piece which you buy is actually personally designed by us for you only, because our brand don't repeat the designs, and actually repeating designs is not possible in this brand. So that is also the value addition to our products when it reaches to a person. And if so that is how we adding up, and we also adding the value if we talk in the packaging term by giving them a eco-friendly packaging with the jewelry. We are adding another value to the product. So that is how we are trying to give add as much as value to the product as possible.
Sure. Thank you, Nehal. We've started getting questions from the audience. So
Yeah.
there's one question from Abhi Gupta. He's saying today's collaborations are the need of the hour, and the current fashion trends also promote fusions or amalgamations. Have you collaborated with any other brand, material, or product in past or planning, or do you plan to do so?
So yeah, so Abhi, currently I am, I am including brass with the stone, and I'm planning to actually explore other materials with it. Like I would actually like to use wood, wood instead of brass, or I would like to use ivory. Ivory is not being used today, so they use buffalo bones, ivory ki jagah. So I would actually like to use that and make a jewelry which has ivory work carving also and the stone also. So yeah, I'm planning. No, I haven't. If you talk collaboration, I haven't collaborated with a brand till now for fusion or other materials.
What about you, Kirti?
Kirti,
Right. Sorry, I was not able to unmute myself. So, as per collaboration, in if I would say in different like when we started with the concept of working with homemakers, because my mother is a homemaker, and when we started making things and when it started going out, then I was I was contacted by other homemakers, and they were very curious to. They really like the concept that we can be at home and still we can create things, and we can continue to do our work, and we can continue to exercise our skills. And when of course when people appreciate, then of course you feel good, you feel happy. So I am planning to collaborate few more homemakers. And on collaboration, I would say I've collaborated with photographers, and I am planning to collaborate with a friend of mine, because I am planning to have this exhibition, virtual exhibition, in 10-15 days. And in that I am also going to collaborate with few people who are, one is a musician, and so I want to have small videos made, so that to add a little the little more emotion to the product through the music pieces that friend of mine would be creating. So yeah, I'm actually game for collaboration. I love collaborating. It also opens a bigger horizon. It actually widens your space and the reach. And yeah, it's a happier feeling to have more people with you.
We have one more question. Gaurav wants to know if from both of you, if you had any ups and downs or any challenges while you were setting up your brand. And I think this is particularly relevant now, in the post-COVID world when everything is going to change. So if you could share if you had any challenges or difficulties being an entrepreneur.
आई थिंक चैलेंजेस है, काफ़ी सारे हैं, मतलब काफ़ी सारे रहते हैं, कुछ ना कुछ आते ही रहता है. बट समहाउ वो तीन कैटेगरीज में मेरे लिए वो आई कैन कैटेगराइज दोज डिफरेंट चैलेंजेस कमिंग फ्रॉम थाउजेंड मतलब डायरेक्शंस मे बी. सो आई इफ यू कैन कैटेगराइज देम लाइक वन चैलेंज इज सॉर्ट ऑफ अ क्रिटिसिज्म. The second challenge is self-doubt, and the third is hurt. So at times they all come in combination, and at times they come kabhi do cheezein aati hain, kabhi ek aata hai. So all these things, so how I was able to do, I was able to deal with because obviously you tend to somewhere get driven. But then what kept me going was that, as I mentioned, that if you are in a value creating profession, then what you have to do, you have to always take the positive out from the negative also, like because what the negatives are also adding to your journey. So I have been doing this, that of course one day if I'm getting affected by the challenges. The second day I would want to, because when I think of what I was doing, the whole intention of doing, then I realized the picture is so big, and the dream and the goal is bigger than all the problems and the challenges that are coming right now. And I also then go back to my, the old experiences that I've had, that whatever challenges and the obstacles I've had faced, they were never permanent. They came, they taught me a lesson, they taught me something I was missing, then I learned, and I moved forward. But I also took the learning along. Not that I forgot about the challenge. I of course took the learning along, and hence, if the similar challenge comes, then I'm already prepared, and I don't see that as a challenge. Then it becomes an opportunity. So I think whatever comes, you just have to keep one thing going. That you need to just have faith in your dreams and whatever you want to do. Just because if that is with you, if you're true to that, if that is with you, then I don't think anything can really defeat your goals and the aspirations and the dreams that you have. One day you will be through. So yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So I also had a lot of challenges, packaging. You talk about packaging, you talk about production, because where I'm living currently, they don't work in Meerut. They don't work with brass. So it was really challenging for me to find someone in Meerut. Then finally, I thought of just going, getting my production done in Jaipur itself. So yeah, every step was, I had a challenge there, but that aim of that aim behind my brand give me the strength to actually move forward. So right, now also I face problems. Like now we got into a scenario where you can't sell the jewelry offline. You have to just be visible on online. So now I'm currently, coping up with that. We are trying to get as much as online we can. That is why we now selling our jewelry on Etsy.com. And so that is how we are coping up. And that you just have to remember your aim, why you started this brand. So if you remember that aim now, so it becomes really easy for you, and you actually start coping up. You take some time, and obviously, as Kriti said, you have to keep that problems always with you and remember what you faced in past, and because that lessons can actually help you in future, and that will always help you. So problems will come, but eventually you have to face them, because you have a aim to in this world to do this. So yeah, so we have problems, but we manage ourselves very well.
Thank you, Nehal. Kirti, there is one more question for you. So, do you, have any idea about the history of crochet, or how it started in India, or when it started in India?
The history part, I did some research when we were, because I was keen on actually learning more techniques and the patterns. Then I realized that it was not originated in India. It came to India from Europe, and it came around 19th or 20th century. I don't remember exactly. And I think Goa has a lot of Indian women, but really adapted this craft very quickly. And different places have different versions. So I think Goa में बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, बहुत अलग तरह से होता है. And I was really inspired by the kind of things Goans make, they create. And I am trying to incorporate and learn and do that also. But then the origination is not from India, it's from Europe. We have adapted, and we have learned it very, very quickly and added our flavor, and have made it, we've made this our craft also. Like, this is Indian craft now. We have added that taste to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's another question. Are you positive for your brand in the future in terms of awareness and financial viability? Do you think awareness in terms of financial brand value we all lack?
See, very well, it's a very nice question, because at times I also keep asking this question to myself. And like after the ICD, I did not I was not, as a designer, I was not very sure of being a designer, and I was not able to even call myself as a designer after just I graduated. But I realized that designer होने के लिए कुछ एक अलग से कुछ करने की और होने की जरूरत नहीं. You just have to wish and have to have a thought process of solving problems for you. So when crochet, this Me and Mom Studio का जो ये start है, इसके साथ साथ I'm also working on other things. So basically the concept to keep the tradition going, of passing the tradition. So Me and Mom Studio plays one part of it, and I also am working with other people on the same concept, but in between different mediums, and collaborating with different people on different mediums. So like I now have a background of films also, and I have been working with filmmakers, and one person also. There is a project which is also, it's in its way. So in that we are planning to make a movie around this one craft. So not one craft, one state, and we are planning to cover. And just for the sake of sake of awareness part, that we want people to be more aware. So if जब तक वो अवेयरनेस नहीं होगी तब तक कोई खरीदेगा नहीं. एंड क्रोशे से इसलिए ही स्टार्ट किया था बिकॉज अवेयरनेस इतना बहुत पहले के टाइम पे था. मतलब घर के अंदर क्रोशे के प्रोडक्ट्स होंगे लोगों के पुराने टाइम पे, बट पीपल आर, आई डोंट सी अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल बाइंग इट नाउ. So I think if you like you also mentioned abhi pehle bhi that aware, it's a trend is of collaboration. So I think I'm very very positive about collaborating. I'm up for collaborating, and I'm very, because this is what I love doing. So even if I have to do a lot of things together, so I think it is just creating value and creating experience. And I think financially also I would be able to secure myself and people who are involved all together. So yes, I'm very positive and I'm very, very hopeful. I don't have a plan proper ready, but I have ideas, and I wish and I hope that I will definitely do it. And thank you for reminding me this by asking this question.
So were you always, both of you always focused on starting your own brand, or it started very organically, just happened organically to both of you?
Ma'am, it happened organically. I never actually, when I joined college, I didn't even wanted, to start to do a job. I didn't knew what will I do after the graduation. I was like, चलो graduation, let's get graduated and enjoy the college life. तब देख लेंगे क्या होगा. But in third year, I realized, working so hard, I should decide what I have to do. Then initially I thought, okay, I will start my own brand of lifestyle or furniture. But then, as I said, when I took this last project of my college, I eventually got interested in, jewelry. And then I decided, no, this is the thing I want to do. I am enjoying this part, and it was really, and it's still very interesting for me to, design jewelry, and it gives me a different pleasure, or you can see happiness designing this. So yeah, it happened organically. I did this project, and then eventually people started liking my jewelry, and I thought, let's give this a shot, and it's gonna be a year, and it's going nicely. So yeah.
Thanks, Nehal. Kirti, there's another crochet-related question for you.
Yeah, I was actually writing that, but then I think this is easier if I answer here. So crochet, like I mentioned, I learned it from my mother, and my mother learned it from her mother. And I asked once my mother that "Aapne सीखा कैसे?" Because when I was learning, I was finding so much difficult. It was so much difficult. It was that how do we make these chains, and how do we make a lot of designs, and they look very intricate and difficult. But then now I know it, and there is no shortcut to it. So I think there are a lot of if there are a lot of videos on internet, you can go through that. And if you still don't, if you then don't get through that, you can contact me. So I will try and help and do my best, because there is no shortcut. I just learned from my mother and I kept doing it. So I think practice is one thing that I kept doing. And my mother has a tendency of challenging me by telling me that तुमसे नहीं होगा, तुम रहने दो, तू ऐसे करो, तुम ये मत करो. So that really pushed me, नहीं ऐसे कैसे नहीं होगा, I will do it. So yeah, that helped me more.
Yeah, I think that's the key. Just start doing it and keep consistently doing it. And better at it. So we are almost at time. Are there any more questions? Any advice that both of you would like to give to young designers today?
Yes, I would want to give one advice which I regret why I was not able to follow it when I was a student, when I was in ICD, and even before that, because I really took a really long turn. I was into chemistry, then I worked, and then I did a lot of things, and then I came to ICD. Even in ICD, after the ICD, I did a lot of things. So I think what I was missing to do was that I was not really trusting. Like I shared that whatever creates value also gives you direction. So value is just not. It tells you what you like, and so don't skip that, don't doubt yourself. Like always just have faith that if you like something, that you will do something beautiful, and something you will create something very beautiful and something unique. And also that don't compare. So this is what my personal learning, that don't compare your journey with anybody else's journey, because your journey is your journey, and it is going to be very, very unique and beautiful. Just one thing that you can you can just keep with you is that what will give you positivity and the spirit to go is to how you can create value in others life, and how can whatever you do, how can you make others happy, how can you make other people also a part of your journey. So when you're not alone in your journey, then I think मतलब सब कुछ आसान हो जाता है. But अगर आप अकेले ही लगे होते हो तो थोड़ा difficult हो जाता है. You tend to give up. So try to walk with a lot of people along you, like you have. And how can you can keep them in your vision, and then work with them and through them and for them. So yeah, this is from my personal life experience. Thank you.
Nehal, anything you would like to add?
Yeah, ma'am, as Kirti said that, you should follow your passion. If you think, that will success and that will work, so you should follow that. Obviously, you will get many problems in between, and you will think, this is not possible. I can't do this, because same thing happened with me also. I felt that अब नहीं होगा, अब ये तो यहाँ पे रुक गया, या फिर whatever reasons. But then I took a break, and then I start calculating things again, and then I was like नहीं होगा. And you know it also gives me strength, because people around me who were helping me, they actually supported me a lot, and they were like, no, you are doing really good. And sometimes you need that push. So but it's okay if you get sometimes dull ki ये नहीं होएगा या ये नहीं चलेगा, वो आएगा. But don't stop dreaming, and just if you think of something that can be done for sure, if you think that is obvious, अगर आप कुछ सोच रही हो तो वो obviously होएगा ही होगा. थोड़ा टाइम लगता है, but वो हो जाता है. I'm still doing that, and I am hoping that this will stay, and my brand the brand aim will actually work. So yeah, that's it. I mean, you have problems, but you should follow your passion. Whatever you like, you should do. You should actually explore as much as you can, and then you can see what you like more, and you can do that anytime, every time. You don't have to be like ये तो मुझे करना है क्योंकि करना है. वो चीज नहीं होनी चाहिए. It should has passion. So then it's all done. Problems will come, but you will be able to upcome that.
Very rightly said, Nehal. Passion is the key, I think. And thank you both so
Thank you, ma'am.
much for sharing such wonderful insights with us. We are all very proud
Thank you, ma'am.
of both of you, and in fact, all our alumni. And I really want to congratulate you both for
Thank you.
yourself as entrepreneurs and so hard towards achieving your goals and keeping your dreams alive, being so positive about it. So thank you so much. And I would also like to thank our audience for being here with us today and being a part of this session. Uh,
Yes, thank you everybody. Thank you. Really,
Thank
yeah,
you.
it was really heartwarming.
there's some more question for you. Maybe if you could share your email ID, the person can
Yeah, sure,
you
ma'am.
and they can discuss more in detail about the process and the craft that you have. Yeah, could you also share your social media links over here?
Yeah, just a second, ma'am. Mm, Ma'am, I'm not able to share, but I can
Sorry,
share
my
the
mic was on
username.
mute. Yeah, yeah. I was just saying, I would, as Swati said, we would love to hear, more from you, see more of what you do. So keep in touch, stay in touch, and wish you all the best in everything that you do.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank
Thank you
you
very
so
much.
much.
Thank you, Swati, for your support also.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah,
And
really.
Swati, can we end the session now?
Yeah, we can conclude today's session. Thank you, everyone. It was
Thank you,
really
ma'am.
enriching how you guys shared your insights and your journey so far. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
We'll be
ma'am.
back
Thank
next week
you.
with another session with our alumni. Okay? So stay tuned.